Okay, format strings. So let's say now that we have the first name and the last name saved in a separate variable. So we have two separate variables, and first one, for example, saving the first name, second variable saving the last name, and I would like to create a third variable. Okay, this third variable, full name, for example, I would like to combine the first name and the last name. Okay, so this way that I can do that is called an F string. Okay, so today we're going to learn about F string, or it's also known as the format string. So the way that I'm going to do this, it's just this F, this way I start with the F string. I have this F, so this F is going to let Python interpreter know that this is a format string, okay? So it always starts like this, okay? And like what you have, F in this case, it's not a regular string, because for example, I have Rania here, it's a R or it's a regular string. The S here or the A is a regular string. However, when we have F, so written this way, then this is not a regular string. So this is mainly for F string or format string. So how it's going to learn that it is not like, I would say, a typical letter is thanks to the curly brackets that we have in over here, okay? So these are going to tell like Python interpreter, hey there's an F string, and this F string is mainly dealing with these two strings, kind of organizing them together, putting the first one, then space, then the second one. So in this case, so we need to do the curly brackets that are kind of like inserting, I would say, the variable exactly in that location, okay? So I'm putting first name is here, then last name is here. So if I will obtain Rania Khalsi, okay? If I'm going to switch, I put last name, the first name, probably I will get Khalsi Rania, okay? So here it's kind of giving you the order. It's kind of probably making, I would say, some reservation for kind of a dedicated, I would say, spots for the string variables. So we will like do an example about this just to illustrate, okay? Again, we go to our PyCharm and this example, I'm going to make it in a separate Python file. Separate Python file, probably I will call it format strings. Okay. And in this format string, what I'm going to mention, probably I will like show, or I will write my first name. Okay. So later we'll learn about this method. But first name, for now, I'm going just to write it manually. Last name also. And let me just fill the empty space. Just try to write your name or anything else. So I will try Rania this way. And because still we can try to see how it applies the upper, the lower, the title, and so on. Okay. And then let's say that I was in hurry, I wrote my family name and our last names in this way. So what we will do now is that we are going to print, and in our print, probably we have a clear structure in our brain. I can ask with the example, to do first something and then something. So you need to start, you have your print, make sure that about your parentheses are done. Then you will use the F string function, okay? And then you are going to put first name with curly bracket and last name also. And then let's try to print this, okay? I have it, my name, then my family name, okay? If now we try probably like something else, so we try to forget maybe something I try to run. Okay, so it's very important to have that brackets mainly, I would say, place it in their right like location or in their right like position. Okay, so now in this case I can maybe also add some more text around the like names, like for example, I want to say to myself hello. So probably can start this with hello or any other text. Okay, and so how it works, we have the print. Within our print we have the f string, and then we have whatever string we want to just write. Okay, and let's try to write. Okay, so it's writing finally hello and then my name and family name. Okay, now probably if we change only like the word hello, probably is coming here. For example, I'm just trying things. It will bring an error, which means again, always you need to respect the order, you need to respect the definition, and so on. Okay, so mainly this is all about the like uh, like variables and string or f string. So we already tried some problems, some errors. Let's see this one. And so we have first name Rania, last name Falsi, full name it's f string. It's kind of putting first the first name followed by the last name, and then it's gonna print this full name. So any problems here? Yes, we must not forget parentheses. Okay, this is mainly. And now, if I have also what we call nested variable, what does it mean, nested variable? Like I have full name here, it's like the first name, then the last name. Okay, I'm defining it, I'm using the f string and so on. Now, in next level, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the f string by calling again on the full name, which is already includes an f string or like applied with first and second name, last name, sorry. Okay, so mainly this is it for common errors. And like now what we can do is that you can also save the f string to some variable. This is like, for example, the f string, you can save it to full name. Then whenever you want, just print it, like printing that full name. And it's kind of, will make the final print like here much more probably simple. Okay? Okay. So also there are multiple ways to define the f string. So in here first we see the f, which is the easiest one, simplest one I do recommend. So here some people probably you've seen them doing the dot format method. Okay, so it's not wrong, but in this case you have the parameters that you're going to give to this method. So first name and then you'll have last name. In case any changes happening in your parameter, then this is the use of having the like variable name. Okay. Otherwise, if you imagine having 6 or 7 like variables that you need to print in order. The order actually is here. Sure, we're making sure here that this curly bracket is reserved for the first variable, and then the second curly bracket, this one is reversed for the second variable or name, family name. Okay, so mainly this is like it. So here another thing that you probably can see is instead of the previously like seen curly brackets, here I am probably adding the percentage, okay? And I have percent s, then percent s instead of these like curly brackets that I just have in here. Okay, so instead of this, I'm just having percent s and percent s. Actually, this percent s like refers to the fact that the variable is used, its string starts with s for string, keep in mind. Okay, so whenever I see, for example, percentage f, let's say start with f, it's a float. Okay, So I'm going to kind of specify the variable type and the location is there, okay? So in order, I am going to have first one string and then the other string. So I'm going to give it first name and then last name. So it's going to consider in order again, okay? This again, solution is not practical. If you are dealing with a very long, I would say, or if you have many variables, okay? So in this class, probably we stick with the first version, which is the F, like first name, like um, last name, and this is for me the most practical like version, okay? But probably you can see in your work, probably you can see somewhere else, like these different methods. This is the only reason that I am covering, okay? Here I might keep for you these kind of review questions so you can think about them. And if you have any question like regarding these review questions, so I keep them in the slides just to make sure that you are understanding. You will find similar questions in the homework. This is why probably I'm not gonna cover, okay? And thank you so much for watching.